there's a lot of specialist agencies out there, and there's also a lot of like full service digital or even
Yeah.
full service media agencies that do everything, media buying, social, PR, everything that you could possibly think of. How do you view that and with our positioning, obviously we're a social first agency, but where do you see the balance between them both, and what pros and cons is there to it?
It's quite a controversial topic, to be entirely honest. And you may want to cut this out afterwards, depending on how controversial it is. But one of the typical conversations that you will tend to hear from both clients and agencies is that you don't get as good of an experience from a broad service agency as you do from a specialist agency. I don't know quite exactly what the reasoning for that is, but I think some of the reasons for the broader service agencies is that they tend to have really the only people that clients will get exposure to will be an accounts team, so like a client services team, and then there's really a middle person in between things. So I think we have a lot of clients that value us for our specialism, and I think the reason that it works so well is that we understand social and we understand the impact that social has on the wider marketing landscape, but we recognize that we aren't the best placed people to be able to run an SEO campaign. We have a partner that we work really well with that. Shout out to LA Search. But we're not specialists at it. And it just doesn't make sense. And so it means that every single person in this business is focused on one part of marketing.
Yeah. We've also had people join us from more broad service that have been a part of the social team, and there's been sort of 3 on the team with little training, I guess, there's not many people on the team as well to share that knowledge, to share those thoughts, ideas, whereas our team, obviously now, there's so many people can bounce ideas off of. And like I said, they've got one goal. So we've actually had a lot of people join us that have worked in social from a full service, but wanted more of that sort of specialist experience in their own careers as well.
I think it's two different, because if you're coming from a broad service agency that's sort of a small to medium sized agency, I don't know, maybe has like 50 to 100 people in it and does everything, they could be coming from a relatively small social team.
Yeah.
Like we've had people join from agencies that have like 100 people in it, but as you said, there's been 2 to 3 people in the social team, all of which are at the same level. So there's no one to train them, not a lot of space to innovate, and the people around them that are selling in social don't understand social, so it's being sold in the wrong way. So there's that, but then there is also, if you go to your larger group style agencies, they will have social specialist departments.
Yeah.
And that's where that's a different conversation. That's small independent versus publicly traded agencies and things.
That's who often we're going up against now in pitches, to be fair.
But I think it depends what clients want from a relationship.
Yeah.
Whenever you're getting into above the line media buying, obviously there are benefits in going with a larger agency that is potentially, well established. But whenever it comes to things like social and creativity, we are seeing a lot of people talk about the benefits of working with a smaller, more independent agency that specializes in a specific area. Because even if we're talking about creative, if you just get your agency that does your TV creative and say, "Oh, just make us some stuff for social," I promise you, the likelihood is it's not going to work for social. So I think respecting the media platforms that you're working with and making sure that everything is tailored is really where you may be best placed to go to a specialist agency for that. And also get your agencies to work together. We work with all of the agencies from our other clients. Like tomorrow I've got a monthly meeting with one of our largest clients, media buying agency, to discuss what media they're buying and what platforms they're buying on for their AV strategy. So it all ties up, and I think provided that you've got agencies that are willing to work together and genuinely work together, not just like sit down and have a fluffy call, but actually get into the nitty gritty, then you're kind of onto a winner with that.